this. Uh-oh. Alright. Sitting there, fool. Sitting there messing around. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? What's up, gamers? Look, the prices got to go up. The prices got to go up. If it's amateur night, sitting here playing around here. Look, $70 games are here to stay now. Stop crying. All right. What's up, Tech for Gamers? Listen to this. Got this nice little article here from Tech for Gamers. The prices got to go up. If it's amateur night. Anyway, says here, the $70 game is here to stay, and it is time to embrace it. Yeah, absorb it, embrace it, love it. $70, okay? The price has got to go up. Anyway, I'm sitting here playing here. Listen to this. Says the current generation has brought several changes to the gaming landscape. In addition to the popularized 60 FPS and subscription service on console gaming, it has also marked a price increase to $70 for AAA games. It says here, while the transition has been gradual, nearly every major AAA publisher is charging $70. The price has got to go up. The price has got to go up, right? Says here, for its big release, this has led to a belief that games are more expensive than ever. There is more to this subject. The price increase of games this generation has received criticism from consumers, says here, all over the world. However, historic levels of inflation and the rising cost of commodities worldwide made this price increase inevitable. And it is time to accept what it says here, accept, like Agent Smith said on the Matrix, inevitability. Let me stop playing here. So you're playing around here. Says here, let me keep going here. So you're playing around here. Says here, our world has changed significantly over the past few years, primarily as a result of COVID-19. The majority of the world has experienced economic instability that has resulted in sharp increase in inflation, which has driven up prices everywhere. However, looking at how inflation has changed the world, modern games are still going up for a very favorable price. Going back to PlayStation 1 era, games were priced at $49.99. Over 18 years later, the average PS4 game was sold for $60 in 2013. According to calculations by TechRaptor, a game price at $60 in 2005 would have been equivalent to $79.46 in 2020. While this calculation is 3 years old, things have only gotten worse since then. The graph from Game Industry also does a great job of highlighting the cost of games when adjusted for inflation. Says here, game development is more expensive than ever, with last-gen games like The Last of Us costing upwards of $200 million. Says here, games like God of War Ragnarok had a similar budget, and publishers like Capcom have also acknowledged that games are too cheap for the amount of time and budget need to produce them. On that split side, there's an argument to be made for the number of people playing games today. This medium of entertainment has grown exponentially in popularity over the years, making it more profitable than ever. Publishers have also found creative methods to offset development costs through microtransactions like in-game cosmetics. Loot box says here, additionally, the adoption of digital games have reduced the cost of shipping and distribution. Digital storefronts also ensure publishers like PlayStation, Xbox are able to reap the full benefit of sales for first-party games. All of this means that while games could, in theory, be priced much higher than $70, this is likely the sweet spot. Both arguments have validity to them, but the gaming industry had already reached a point several years ago where price higher than 60 were inevitable. It says here, nonetheless, a $10 price increase appears reasonable when games like God of War Ragnarok or Baldur's Gate 3 are offered for $70. And it says here, such game provides several hours of content, keeping gamers busy with incredible stories and engaging gameplay to justify the new price tag. However, others like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 have reused assets like multiplayer maps from 2009 while charging $70. It says the good news is that buying games on release does not matter a lot in a year like 2023. AAA studios have put out so many games this year that even hardcore gamers will find it hard to keep up with their backlogs. That is true. This is where frequent sales and subscription service comes in, further reducing the cost of games. And then it says here, because of the rapid let me catch this. It says because of the rapid price of the industry, games are heavily discounted just a few months after release. This means that gamers can rely on patience, subscription service, and other methods to counter the new price after being accustomed to the $60 MSRP for AAA titles. Look, my argument to this whole situation is this: the more powerful a console get, the more detailed video games get, they're going to go up in price. This article even brought out that hardcore gamer even have a hard time keeping up with AAA games. That's because before this first of all, let me say this: Zelda Ocarina of Time was the game that really introduced video games to open world. I would say Zelda Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were the two games that drive the point home about open world games in the future. So this article brought up about hardcore gamers have a hard time keeping up with AAA games. It is because the AAA games now are open world games, and they're so huge and they're so vast. It's not like the sandbox games that you can just beat within a day or two. AAA games now bring a whole lot more to the table. So it's going to take some time and some effort and some energy to finish those games. And there's a lot of open world games out there to be played. I mean, if we're going to talk Destiny, if we're going to talk Anthem, if we're going to talk even Halo now is open world, if we're going to talk like DC Universe, look at Spider-Man, look at Batman Arkham Knight, all these open world games that are out there. It takes time to finish these games because there's so much to do now with the expansion of these games. So $70, hey, why not? The price has got to go up. The price has got to go up. If it's amateur night, I'm sitting here playing. The price has got to go up, man. Look, as consoles get more powerful, and games get more detailed and bigger, which the prices of video games will go up. So if you've been playing video games since the TurboGrafx 16 days, Panasonic 3DO, Atari Jaguar, ColecoVision, PC Engine, Neo Geo cartridge and CD. If you were playing video games in that time, when you were sitting there playing those games and you're watching the games go from having a regular start screen and then the full motion, that little cinematic video comes into play, and they were like in full motion, you already know that the prices of video games was going to go up. And then as you go up in console, and then like you notice the games are getting bigger, like in size, you already knew this was gonna happen. So for people to be sitting here complaining about $70 games, grow up. I'm just gonna tell all of you, grow up. If you, and I mean it too. If you were playing games from all that time and you were studying video games from the time they were growing, you knew that the prices of video games was gonna go up, because when we went from all those systems that I mentioned, full motion video. I mean, we had the Panasonic 3DO, but then I mean they were showing like full motion video, but those full motion videos now was letting us know that video games are gonna be like this now, and console generation after console generation, you see it gradually happen. And then I think right around the 64 gave us an idea what open world games were gonna be. Ocarina of Time, that is. And then the PlayStation 1 and the Sega Saturn were showing full motion videos in the game. And then, you know, you've seen it like in games like Metal Gear, and you saw it in Sons of Liberty on the PS2 and the original Xbox. You saw it on Twin Snakes on the GameCube. You knew that the more powerful the consoles get, the games were gonna get expensive to be made. Man. You knew it. Gamers from that generation already knew. So to be sitting here complaining about $70, man, people need to grow up. I'm just gonna be real about it. People need to really grow up, because it takes a lot of time to make those games, man. Look at the Batman Arkham games, man. The amount of work that Rocksteady put into those games and WB Games put into those games. Oh yeah, the prices got to be raised, man. You know, they got to be raised. These games, these video games are not going to slow down anytime soon. They're going to get more detailed. They're going to get more open world. They're going to get more, yeah. So hardcore gamers like myself now, if we get like one big game, we know we got to finish that game before we even go on to the next. That's how it's going to be, because it's going to be more time and effort and energy and put into these games to get them developed, man. So $70 it is, man. I mean, I saw this years ago, years ago. So when I was playing different games on different consoles, I was watching how the graphics were changing from console to console. Look, I used to compare water effects on video games. I used to take Alone in the Dark and Code Veronica, and I was comparing the water effects, and I was looking at the details of the game, and I was like, and I was shaking my head like, yeah, it's gonna get even better, you know. So I remember like playing Batman Return on the Super Nintendo, saying, I can't wait till they make another a Batman game in full 3D and all that. And then Rocksteady dropped Arkham Asylum, man. So that lets you know that games were gonna change, man. So and you know that when you make games like how they did Batman Arkham Asylum or Metal Gear, when you make them in that type of caliber, you know the prices was gonna go up, man. So video games are not gonna slow down anytime soon. The prices are gonna go up, so just embrace it. And hardcore gamers now, you know, we can't finish as much games like we want to anymore, because these games are so big, they're open world now. They're so big, and yeah, and there's a lot of details to add to those games. So yeah, the prices of video games, man, they're gonna they're gonna go up, man. So $70 it is, man. It's about time too. I would say it's about time. I mean, look at all these games. Look at all the games that from all those consoles coming up, and how much effort it takes to puts in effort, time, and energy, and concepts and ideas it takes to put into that game to get it to where it needs to be. I mean, the prices just got to go up, man. So for people to be sitting there complaining about $70, welcome to the real world, like they say in the Matrix. Yeah, $70. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinion on this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Bork, Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.